flux, and flux makes the solder flow. But if you have like cut up fingers like I do, if you get flux in them, it's like, whoa, that really hurts, it smarts. The flux is your friend to make the solder go, but otherwise it sits on top of the glass at the end. We have to clean it, and it's really greasy. So a little goes a long ways is what I'm telling you, okay? Don't like soak this with flux. I'm gonna take flux and I'm gonna put it on all of the seams where two pieces touch, because my first job is going to be to connect them so I can get rid of those push pins. The push pins are plastic. If you touch the push pin, it will melt and it stinks almost as bad as when you burn your hair, okay? Now, I know, and you're gonna have to keep track, I'm not fluxing the whole thing right now for the sake of time, but I know I did all of this, and you can see where he plugged his holes with the copper foil tape, yes? Oh, what the heck, I'll just do all the seams and then I won't forget where I didn't do it, right? If you get flux on the glass, don't worry, we've got to clean it off later. Do you think I missed anywhere, guys?
The tail and the leg.
Thank you, Seamus. I needed someone to have my back. Okay, so I usually keep the flux in these cups because if you spill it, it's a hot mess, okay? All right, so the next thing is, the thing with the soldering irons is this is not a perfect setup. I'll be the first to admit it. You gotta watch out for the cords. It's just got it. They all should on the rheostat. The rheostat you can think of like a surge protector. It keeps the heat even. Yeah, I'll just be a little bit prone. Okay, so those should be on 8, okay? The soldering iron itself, that tip is what's hot. Sometimes the handle will feel hot, and again, watch out for the cord, but I can test it and see, yeah, that's hot. And then I want to wipe off the tip periodically. Yeah? If any time you freak out or you get worried, stick it in the stand. Don't set it down like someone did there and burn the paper. Okay, I think that about covers it. We need solder. I'm going to roll off some solder here. And Grace, can you hand me down a snip, ma'am? Thank you. So I'm going to cut off a chunk here of solder and set that back up. I'll just move it. And I'm going to check that the iron is really hot. Now see, that's going to want to get in my way, but I'm going to have to maneuver. Okay, so I'm just going to touch it. Yeah, it's melted. Did you see that? Okay, now I am going to want to put the solder on the iron, not on the copper foil tape. And see how easily that melted? Can you get a close-up there, Emma? So right on the tip. And then the soldering iron itself is a chisel, and I like to drag with the corner, but right now my job is just to connect all these pieces together, and then when I get rid of the push pins, I can worry about making nice lines. If you should get solder on the glass itself, no worries, because it will come off later. Am I making sense? Okay, so I want to just pretend I'm going to get rid of these right here because I can, and we only have so many of these, so make sure you put them back in cups or, you know, so people can keep reusing them. Since we're videotaping right now, I'm going to go ahead, but you should get all of them hooked together, okay? Do as I'm saying, not as I'm doing. Okay, now I'm going to make a nice line, and again, get the solder on the chisel, and then pull with the corner. Does that make sense, guys? Yeah? And you don't want to go really quick. If I have excess, it may spill out and wind up little bullets like that right there. Don't touch them. They're really hot, okay? Right, so the next thing is to get all these nice lines. And you're going to do this on the front and on the back. And the very last thing, do you understand that? Hook it all together. Get rid of push pins. Do nice lines. Clean them up. Excess, flick it off away from yourself. It makes those little things that are hot, bullets, right? Turn it over and do the same thing. The very last thing is called tinning. We're going to pretend that's all done. Lovely, lovely. I'm going to take the brush, and it probably has enough flux on it, but wherever else there is copper foil tape, there's the top edge and there's the side edge. Put flux on it, get a little bit of scrap solder on the tip of your iron, and rub that, and it will turn silver. That's called tinning. Okay? So, one last recap. Connect everything, get rid of the push pins. Use the corner of the chisel, make nice lines, yeah? Then flip it over to the other side, then tin all your edges. The final thing is if you want it to hang in a window from a suction cup, I need to make a jump ring for you. Okay? Yay!